Welcome back, insiders. 2024 has been a crazy year, so today we're looking back at the biggest stories and trends shaping the roofing industry. From billion-dollar deals and Ponzi schemes scandals to AI, robots, and regulations, we're getting into it all. I want to show you what 2024 was all about and also what to expect from 2025. Let's kick things off with the biggest bombshell of the year. Home Depot $18 billion acquisition of SRS distribution. It's a deal worth more than some small countries' GDP. The move bumped Home Depot potential market reach to $1 trillion. You can see more Home Depot Pro centers popping up everywhere. Their second quarter revenue already went up by 0.6% thanks to this acquisition. The big question is, will this make it harder for smaller and independent suppliers to compete? Contractors, how are you feeling about this? What do you see in your city, in your market? Are you worried about fewer supplier options, or are you excited for potential savings at the big store? Let us know in the comments. Next, we have some big legal drama in the industry. Two cases in two different states challenged public adjusting laws this year. In Texas, Stonewater Roofing argued that negotiating with insurance companies should be protected under free speech, but the Supreme Court shut them down. They said contractors can't advertise their negotiating skills. Under Texas law, adjusters have to be licensed, and they can't act as both contractor and adjuster on a claim. Case number 2 was in Iowa, where contractors have been hit with cease and desist orders for allegedly acting as unlicensed public adjusters. One of them is fighting back.
They want to muzzle us so that insurers don't pay the fair claim what they're supposed to pay. I mean, how ridiculous is that? They want to vilify the contractors instead of helping the consumers.
This case isn't settled yet, but it will be interesting to see if a free speech argument can be forced in a state to be more specific about what contractors can and cannot do. These two cases highlight a national debate over public adjusting rules. People on the insurance side say the law is clear, but contractors know that in practice there are largely gray areas. These cases could be a signal that regulations will get tighter in the future. More stories are coming, but first, I wanted to thank our sponsor of this video, the Catch-All system. From the job site protection to shrub shields, gutters, and nails, the Catch-All has you covered. These are essential tools if you want those 5-star customer reviews, but it's not just about keeping homeowners happy. The Catch-All system is a powerful marketing tool. Just add your logo to boost your brand and to show the neighborhood you're a professional. Check out thecatchall.com and gear up today, and I'm gonna put my link below for you to get extra 5% discount at the checkout. Enjoy the savings. One of the most controversial stories this year is a debate over child labor laws. In Florida, lawmakers proposed allowing 16 and 17-year-olds to work on roofs. Supporters said it would create opportunities for teens, but critics argued that it was too dangerous and violated federal laws. Ultimately, the bill did not pass, but that wasn't the end of the controversy. A major New York Times investigation and other media reports have highlighted stories of children being injured and killed while working on roofs. In response, law enforcement has been cracking down and increasing penalties. A roofer in Pennsylvania was fined $60,000 for letting his 12 and 14-year-old sons work on roofs. A painting company in Ohio was fined $30,000 for hiring teenagers and letting them work on roofs. Apex Roofing was fined $120,000 after a 5-year-old investigation. The case started in 2019 when a 15-year-old died while working on the Apex job site. All of these stories are forcing the industry to face some hard truth. they're also a sign that standards are changing. I know a lot of people in our audience started super early, and I don't know how I feel. I do have a 15-year-old boy in the house, and I don't know, honestly, if I would let him roof. I know it will be good for him, and I love my kids are working, but comment below, what's appropriate age for our kids, our teenagers, to start physical labor on the jobs? We couldn't talk about 2024 without mentioning the election. Donald Trump won, and that could be both good and bad news for contractors. We can expect labor regulations to get looser. Specifically, the rules for classifying workers as W-2 or 1099 could be rolled back again. On the other hand, Trump's tariffs plans and immigration policies could be a disruption. If the Trump administration starts mass deportations, it will most likely cause some labor shortages in the construction industry, at least in the short term. Trump's plan for higher tariffs on imported materials could also mean higher costs for contractors. Recently, he said he will put a 25% tariff on materials from Canada and Mexico. He wants to increase tariffs on Chinese imports by 10%. And I am in that industry as well. So we import from both China and India, and I can guarantee you in 2025, materials will go up. It usually takes about 2 months from the time you order container or bulk order from overseas. So I recommend, if you have not acted yet, I'm gonna put a link to my company, bmdirect.com, in the link below. Reach out, buy now and save, because price is going out. It doesn't matter if you pay $35 a roll or $70 a roll, you will pay more by the end of 2025. If you buy now, you will save money. Now let's talk scandals. Sothers Construction is at the center of a wild Ponzi scheme investigation. The New Hampshire Attorney General filed a 49-page complaint. It accuses the company of taking deposits to pay off debts and not finishing projects. Homeowners are claiming more than $500,000 in losses. The court ordered Sothers to stop accepting deposits for unfinished work in June. Investigators allege that Sothers adopted a Ponzi scheme sales model from our friend Lee Haight. According to court documents, Lee Haight bought 50% of Sothers Construction in 2023. He also opened up a branch of his own company, RRCA, in Connecticut. A former sales rep told me that he applied for a job with the Sothers, but ended up being driven out to work for RRCA in Connecticut for a week. He said that Ricky Sothers might have been accepting deposits under RRCA's name.
Ricky, I don't know if he's even allowed to do retail here in New Hampshire, but he's still running his company as Sothers here. Even though it's RRCA, he's still collecting deposits and stuff like that.
By July, the Attorney General wanted to hold Ricky Sothers in contempt for violating court orders. After a hearing in October, they submitted a new proposal. It orders Sothers Construction to stop all operations in New Hampshire. It bans Ricky Sothers from operating any construction business in the state individually or with partners. It bans him from working for any construction business where he handles customers' money. The order hasn't been signed yet, but it's clearly targeting Sothers' partnerships with RRCA. To me, this story is about contractors trying to make the storm chaser model work up north. Part of the reason for that is the Florida crackdowns. The Sunshine State isn't playing around when it comes to storm damage fraud. After Hurricanes Helene and Milton, Florida CFO Jimmy Patronis announced a full court press, 130 fraud detectives going door to door to find scams. In November, 32 unlicensed contractors were arrested after an undercover sting operation. Florida also tightened rules for roofing contracts and launched an online portal for homeowners to verify their paperwork. If you're working in Florida, now is the time to double check your contracts. As the third largest roofing market in the country, what Florida does matters. Other states may follow their lead. We could also see more cases of shady Florida contractors moving into new markets. It wasn't all bad news this year. One of the most exciting tech stories in 2024 was a roofing robot. Renovate Robotics announced the first and second generation models of roofers. This robot is not on the market yet, but is being tested in the real world by real contractors. Renovate is partnering with Certainty to develop this technology. It's just one more sign of the big changes to come. Robots weren't only the tech stories this year. AI made big waves in the roofing industries. Companies like Nearmap and Zesty AI have developed models that can scan roof photos for damage. Insurance companies say these tools will give them more accurate data to make policy decisions. But not everyone is happy about it. Homeowners are already complaining that the models have problems.
This incredible scrutiny, which is, again, crazy and ludicrous, that if you have a leaf on your roof, we're not going to write your policy, or in my mom's case, we're canceling your policy.
For contractors, these roof scans have pros and cons. AI has the potential to speed up the claims process, but it can also make mistakes and slow everything down. That being said, it's still a new technology and it will continue to evolve. Love it or hate it, AI is not going anywhere. Another major trend this year was a private equity. Acquisitions showed no sign of slowing down. We talked to buyers and sellers who said that the roofing is crazy profitable right now.
The numbers just don't lie. It is one of the most profitable businesses that you can get into in the home services space.
But it's more than just deals. Private equity is changing the industry with tools like Service Titan. The software is so popular that it raised $625 million at its IPO last week. Contractors are getting smarter too. The theme of this year's Roofing Process Conference was Build It to Sell It. Speakers like Gary Vee and Lance Beckman were talking about how to build a brand and scale the business. I spoke to lots of contractors at the conference, and it was amazing to see the excitement and connections happening. It felt like a real turning point for the industry. I saved my favorite update for last. Roofing Insights and Directory moved to a new office this year. This is our headquarters. We bought a house and built new 4 studios in it, including my office, of course. For my podcast guests, we have a garage gym, we have a sauna, and we have a yurt for the winter time, of course. You go in the sauna with me, you sit in the yurt to cool off. We're gonna have an amazing time if you come to the podcast with us anytime soon. But my favorite part is the new office cats, McQueen and Patch. They have their own room full of toys. They also love to run around and lay in front of a fireplace. The cats love visitors, and I hope we will get to film them with more guests here in 2025. And I want to share one more personal update. January this year, early on, I took a cage fight with Lee Haight. And I absolutely love the experience. I love the outcome. I love the fight, preparation for the fight. It took me 4 months to get ready. I want to say a huge thank you for everyone who supported me during the fight. We have almost 200 people who purchased the tickets with my name on it saying they're for me. Also to hundreds and hundreds of people who came during expo times and different conferences, shaking hands, asking questions if he paid me. For all of you who supported, no, he did not pay me yet. I think, to be fair, Lee Haight is way under the water today with a Southern story. I mean, he's a true fake guru of the industry, true con artist. He's been lying to me, he's been lying to you, he's been lying to everyone else. He blocked me instead of paying me after the fight. I forgive the man, there's no more beef. But everywhere I go, people ask me if he paid me. Of course he didn't. If he does pay me, I will make an update. Lee Haight, it's time to pay up and move on. And if you want a rematch, pay the bill. We'll arrange next fight. Comment below, guys, if you think we should do a rematch. I know Lee Haight said he wants it. That's the wrap on 2024. It's been a roller coaster year. Comment below. Which story or trend made the biggest impact this year in your opinion? Don't forget to subscribe if you're new here. I read all of my comments. Comment below if you believe with me and Patrick Bet-David that the future looks bright, or you're skeptical and you think the golden years is already gone. I hear a lot of that opinion as well. Love you guys. Thank you for your support. I'll see you in the next video and probably the next year.